Balloon 10.2 The instructional process. Learning. It's this incredible ability humans have, a continuous process that unfolds throughout our lives. In the realm of flight instruction, understanding how people learn is paramount. Now, let's define learning. It's not just about gaining knowledge or skills, it can also involve a change in attitude or behavior. Essentially, it's a shift that occurs due to experience, be it something physical and visible or a more nuanced change in thoughts and attitudes. To make sense of this, psychologists have pinned down some common characteristics of learning that flight instructors should grasp. People usually have specific goals, whether short-term or long-term, and learning becomes a means to achieve those goals. Learning and personal experience go hand in hand. Even if two people are exposed to the same event, their learning outcomes can be different based on how the experience aligns with their individual needs. It's not just about absorbing information. There are verbal, emotional, and problem-solving aspects all playing out simultaneously. The learning journey is ongoing. It's not a one-stop shop. Individuals are continually learning and evolving. Now, let's talk principles, the guiding lights that help us understand how people learn best. Learning is most effective when individuals are ready for it, and motivation plays a huge role. If students have a strong purpose and reason for learning, they make more progress. The more you repeat something, the better you remember it. This principle is the backbone of drills and practice. Learning is an ongoing process, and practice is key to reinforcing what's been taught. Emotions matter. Learning is strengthened when it's associated with positive feelings and weakened when tied to negative ones. A good learning experience should be pleasant and satisfying. First impressions matter. What's taught must be right from the get-go. It's harder to unteach than to teach, so starting off on the right foot is crucial. Exciting and dramatic experiences make for better learning. Doing something is often more effective than just reading about it. Real experiences trump substitutes. What's learned most recently is remembered best. Planning a summary or a recap at the end of a lesson helps solidify the learning. So, effective learning involves purpose, experience, multifaceted engagement, and an ongoing, active process. Throw in some principles like readiness, exercise, positive emotions, getting it right the first time, intensity, and recency, and you've got a recipe for success in flight instruction. Learning is indeed a fascinating journey. And, here's a visual that summarizes these effective learning characteristics. Now, let's delve into the captivating realm of how people learn. Initially, all learning stems from perceptions directed to the brain by our five senses: sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. According to psychologists, learning happens most rapidly when information is received through more than one sense. This visual guide reveals that while most learning occurs through sight, the combination of sight and hearing accounts for about 99% of all perception. As we transition to perceptions, it's more than just sensory reception. Perceiving is an intricate process where individuals give meaning to sensations, influencing their actions based on their beliefs. Real meaning comes from within, even though perceptions result from external stimuli. The meanings derived from perceptions are influenced by individual experiences and various factors. Understanding these factors is crucial for flight instructors because perceptions form the basis of all learning. Several factors affect an individual's ability to perceive, some internal and some external. The physical organism provides the sensory tools for perceiving the world. Basic needs drive individuals to maintain and enhance the organized self, guiding responses to external stimuli. Goals and values tint perceptions based on personal commitments and philosophical outlooks. Self-concept, a powerful determinant in learning, can either foster receptivity or hinder the learning process. Time and opportunity are essential elements in the learning journey. Learning depends on the availability of time to sense and relate new information to earlier perceptions. When confronted with a perceived threat, students tend to limit their attention to the threatening object or condition. Insight involves grouping perceptions into meaningful understanding. Instructors play a crucial role in fostering insight by keeping students receptive to new experiences and helping them understand the interrelationship of different learning experiences. As perceptions increase and are assembled into larger blocks of learning, insight develops, making learning more meaningful and permanent. Motivation, a dominant force in a student's progress, can be positive or negative, tangible or intangible. Positive motivation is driven by the promise or achievement of rewards, while negative motivation may engender fear. Maintaining motivation at a high level is essential, and instructors should be alert to detect and counter any lapses. Now, let's touch on the levels of learning, classified into rote, understanding, application, and correlation. Rote learning involves repeating information without deep understanding. Understanding is the comprehension of the nature or meaning of something. Application is putting learned and understood information to use. Correlation is associating what has been learned with previous or subsequent learning. Transfer of learning occurs when previous learning aids or interferes with current learning. Instructors should plan for the transfer of learning by organizing course materials in a meaningful sequence. This ensures that each phase helps the student learn what is to follow, creating a seamless flow of knowledge from one skill to another. Let's delve into the crucial aspect of habit formation in the learning process. Forming correct habits right from the start is vital for ongoing learning and ensuring accurate performance post-training. The principle of primacy emphasizes the instructor's responsibility in insisting on correct techniques and procedures early on, as it's far easier to establish proper habits initially than to correct faulty ones later. Aviation training, given the high level of knowledge and skill required for pilots, typically follows a building block concept. This means that new learning and habits are constructed on a solid foundation of experience and existing knowledge. As knowledge and skill levels increase, there's a growing base on which to build for the future. Now, let's explore theories of forgetting, which can provide insights into helping individuals remember information. Two prominent theories are disuse and interference. The theory of disuse proposes that people forget things that are not used. This is often observed in the context of graduates who may struggle to recall factual data several years after leaving school. The memory is not entirely lost. Rather, it's dormant and can be challenging to bring to consciousness. Experimental studies, such as those involving hypnotized individuals recalling specific details, support the idea that the memory is present but requires specific cues for retrieval. On the other hand, the interference theory suggests that people forget something because a certain experience overshadows it, or the learning of similar things intervenes. This theory helps explain how a range of experiences after graduation might cause a person to forget or lose knowledge. Experimental findings indicate that similar material tends to interfere with memory more than dissimilar material. Additionally, material that is not well learned is more susceptible to interference, highlighting the importance of solidifying learning for better retention.